saying, I think that the ability to transfer from fifth to sixth grade without having to make a lot of those social changes allows for you to focus a lot on who you are and allows you to grow, and to think a lot about who you want to be as a person and where you kind of want to be. Especially, being 12, 13, 14 is a very impressionable age. Starting in middle school is when you really start to figure out kind of who you are as a person, how you act, who your real friends are, kind of like getting into your social norms. And I think that the ability to stay at Emerson and stay with these same kids and really stay with the same teachers that I had known, that we all knew since kindergarten, really allowed me to have a really big space to kind of figure out what I'm going to be and who I am, and try out for the musicals and take Spanish and languages. And to piggyback off what Vincent said, being able to choose electives definitely played a part in figure out who I was. I was able to explore kind of what I liked, what I didn't like. Okay, I like this, so I'm going to keep exploring that. Like Spanish, for example, I took Spanish sixth or eighth grade all the way up and through high school, and I think that that was really important for me to be able to say Emerson gave me the opportunity to create who I was because I was able to kind of stay in an environment that I was comfortable with and not having to bounce around really allowed for me to say to myself, okay, this is like, I'm comfortable. I can figure out what I want to do and who I want to be. So I think that was a kind of a really big important thing for me staying at Emerson and going through the middle school process.
Yeah, I mean, it goes both ways. When you're a younger kid, you get to see what it's like to be an older student. You get to see what it's like to sort of transition and become an adult. Obviously, you're still in your teen years, but how you grow as a younger kid, that's really, really important. Like Vincent Matthew said, with your reading buddies and whatnot, you get to learn a lot from them. And then they said it perfectly too. You just, as an older student, you are sort of a mentor. And we're in middle, like you'd be in middle school, like I'm sure you don't have the most amazing wisdom to impart upon them, but you still are learning how to be a mentor, right? You still get that experience of, yes, I am with this younger student and I have to be, you know I have to be my best self. I have to show them what it's like to be me, even if it isn't, like I said, the best wisdom ever, or you aren't your perfect self yet. It still teaches you a little bit how to be, and you obviously are going to learn that more as you go forward. But you can go back to your basics a little bit in high school, college, once you're becoming a true mentor. Particularly how to do that.
Okay, so I was planning on going to Green Hills, pretty close until like pretty close to fifth grade graduation, and that was mainly because some of my best friends from elementary school were going, which I feel like the decision I made was really hard. And at that age, you just want to be with your friends, so it's just kind of weird to imagine separating from them. But I think like Emerson kind of trains you to be like mature at a younger age for sure. So I think like without Emerson, I wouldn't have been able to make that decision, because that was like it took a lot of thinking and like talking it through with adults, which is a skill that I was like given by Emerson. So that was really important, I think. And I just loved the musical theater program and the sports and the band program and everything. I just felt like it had really strong programs of everything I was interested, and it also just gave me a lot of different things I could try out. Like I mentioned earlier, you can just really do like whatever sport you want. And like I played percussion all of middle school, and Miss B let me try trumpet in eighth grade. And I tried a little violin at some point during the pandemic. That was not for me. But just like the teachers letting you experiment with new things is just something that really, um, I don't know, like reinforced my decision, I think, and definitely like everything that I hoped Emerson would be, it was exactly that. So I definitely made the right decision.
I think like middle school is just like a really hard time for a lot of people, and it's like a really awkward time. Like I look back at my middle school self and I'm like, "Oh my God, like I don't like her." But I've grown into like I don't know, I like myself a lot better now. So, that's pretty cool. And I think like the difference between like me in 6th through 8th grade, like I think I like finally grew into someone I like felt comfortable being and was proud of. And I think a lot of that was because of Emerson and the guidance I received um, from my teachers, especially Mrs. B.
Like, it really makes me realize how awesome Emerson teachers are, and how well they get to know you. They ask you how your day is going. They make sure you feel comfortable in class. If you don't seem comfortable, they give you extra time on homework assignments if you need it. Um, and you can always talk to them if something's doesn't seem right, or if something's going on in your life that you need someone to talk to. And I feel like there are some teachers at Pioneer that are like that too, but there's just no way that every teacher can have a personal relationship with every single student they have. Whereas at Emerson they can, which is really, really crucial, I feel like. And it's one of the cornerstones of the Emerson culture, in my opinion.
I don't have as good as a memory as Omar and Vincent for sure. They also constantly will correct me on things. But I could still say that even if I don't maybe remember as clearly or distinctly as they do, I I remember how I felt. And I know that even though I don't tangibly remember things as well as they do, that every experience there shapes you in a way, whether you realize it or not. And then the other thing I would say is at Boston College, one of the sayings is ever to excel. And I think when I remember Emerson students as they go on to high school and even college, and as I look on the Zoom with these guys, I can confidently say we're all excelling, obviously, each in their own very unique and distinct fields, but we're all excelling in our own way. And when I think of other past Emerson students like Raleigh, Raleigh being very successful in his college career, or Henry Fleischman, who's now a math genius and doing stuff in New York for that. I know that Emerson instills that idea to be excellent, and not in a power grabby or I guess frustrating sort of way, but a very honest and curious way that I think helped all of us out. So
Emerson is literally perfect, I gotta say. It changed my life, to be honest, and it'll continue affecting it positively forever.